everybody, welcome back to my Colouring Heaven collection flip through, showing you my whips and my completed pages. We're still working on my magazines with completed pages for now, so I'll get straight back into it. Hopefully it won't last for an hour this time, but alright, we have the Halloween special. This is issue 54 from a year or two ago, and this is from a selection of artists: Camille Pfister, Nikki Burnett, Vanessa Yoshimoto, Zoe Sadler, Mira Ma, and Carissa Rose have pictures in this issue. And straight away, one I've completed. There we go. This, I think, was for last year. I completed this one for Day of the Dead. This is with, I'm pretty sure that's a watercolor background. W.H. Smith pencils, I think, and these could be our teaser for her skin. Yeah, white gel pen. Yeah. Can't find my date. Oh yeah, 2020, I think. So yeah, definitely from a couple of years ago, this issue. And there are a few of these grayscale Day of the Dead in the back. These are for Vera Ma, lemon shortbread. Those really cool. These are from Zoe Sadler. Some more kind of anime style ones. This one is the next one I've done. This is my second ever attempt at using alcohol markers as a background, I think. Yeah, alcohol markers as a background when I had my first very small set that I managed to find in the works. There was about 12, 24 colours, something like that, and this is what I did using those. For the skin, there wasn't a skin tone, so this skin is done with Super Tip, just coloured in with Super Tip, and I tried to shade it with coloured pencil over the top, and he looks a bit orange on camera, but in real life he looks very sunburned. Yeah, so it wasn't very successful. This background is chalk pastel, and I tried to make a bit of a gradient going on there, and then rubbed out these rays kind of coming from the mandrake. There, I don't know if it's supposed to be the sound waves of him shouting, but yeah, that was how I decided to cope with that. And that's that one. There we are. Next one that I've coloured in. This one is by Nikki Burnett, and this is another challenge. This is another limited palette challenge. Maybe 4 colours, I think. This one. Yeah. And was it around Halloween time I coloured it in? It might have been middle of September. No, middle of October. I'll figure out my months eventually, but yeah, middle of October, that one, so it was around Halloween time. And used a limited palette. Did actually use the same colours, but in watercolour for the background there. White gel pen. Yep, from the feel of it, there is a bit of glitter on her wrap skirt. There we go, on her wrap skirt here. So yeah, that one was fun. And the very first one I did, which is total mixed media, I think I threw a heck of a lot at this. There's kind of, it's not liquid pearls, it's from Dovecraft. It's like 3D paint that dries like hard, like liquid pearls. It's supposed to be iridescent for those beads on her dress. The background is chalk pastel. There's watercolor and gouache paint, colour pencil, gel pen. I got a bit messy around the edge, so I sponged some white to kind of fade out the blue along the edge there. So yeah, that's that one. Tried to keep a very blue palette with just the red of this mask coming in there, and the blood to contrast there. Okay, that's Halloween special, issue 54. Next, Gothic fantasy special by Enis Guerrero. I love Enis Guerrero. She is another one of my favourite artists. These pictures are awesome. Some grayscale, some more line arty. Very nice issue, and this It's one of my most favourite pictures I've ever coloured. This is Ordo, and he was a whip for a long time. I started working on him with Crayola pencils, and it was getting to be quite hard work making a nice skin tone with the Crayola pencils. So when I came back to him, I went in with my Arteza, tried to match the colours of the Crayola I was using. There is a marker base for, I think, the leaves and his tattoos. Yep, for the leaves and his tattoos. Everything else got penciled, and this background, see that, yep, there we go, the background is actually painted with instant coffee. Instant coffee powder kind of mixed into water, and painted on like watercolour. There's a few layers there because I made it pretty weak, but yeah, that's his background, painted with coffee, and yeah, that toned in really well with him, I think, and I'm really proud of him. Next, there we go. This is coloured all in shades of pink. This was done very recently for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we had to use all shades of pink, and she has got quite a lot of marker background going in there. I think I probably used every pink marker that I do have. We were allowed to use flesh tones. This flesh tone for her skin. There's a, oh excuse me, there is a stick-on crystal there for a necklace. This part of her armour here, that is washi tape. I do have some pink glitter glue on her fairy wings. There we go, that's shining away there. So yeah, that one was for Friends of Colouring Heaven Facebook group for the October challenge for breast cancer awareness, and she came out really well, I think. So yeah, and then the last one I have done is the first page, and this is actually a rescue attempt which worked because I started her when I first bought some Deco Time pencils from B&M, and I started a bit of a silly decision, I suppose. Started making a sky, trying to make a gradient from black to blue, purple, pink up in the sky, and it did not work. They would not blend. You might still be able to see some streaks there. It would not blend at all. So I put her away for absolutely ages and did not finish her. But when I picked her up, I thought, well, oh, why not just paint it? So I was going to black the whole thing out, but I started around the edge, and because these pencils were really waxy and I had really built them up, the paint wasn't sticking and it was making these kind of blobby edges, and I thought, oh wow, that looks like clouds. So I stuck with it and I made them into dark clouds around the moon, which I think works quite well. Gives her like kind of a broody, gothic-y background. The rest of it I carried on with Arteza Castle Arts pencils. There's a white gel pen, there's a stick-on crystal there. This skirt is scrapbook paper, and I used the technique where I basically cut out her skirt with a scalpel or a craft knife, stuck the paper behind it, and then I drew on all the pleats, which were there on the original page. I just tried to copy them as best I could and shaded it. So it gives it, there is a very subtle kind of purple pattern there on her skirt. So yeah, that's how she's worked out, and I'm very pleased I went back to her and figured out how to rescue her. That is Gothic Fantasy Special by Ennis Guerrero. Next we have Fantasy Cat Special, designs from Jeff Haney, and I've only done one in here. These are all, there's a few samples to see. Some are grayscale, some more line art. Yep, these steampunky ones. It's cool. Fancy ones, some more simple ones, and this is the one that I coloured. Coffee, go juice. A pattern of the cat I based on a cat that my other half used to have as he was growing up, called Marmalade. We actually found a photo of her, and I copied her fur pattern, tried to make it look really fluffy. This is watercolour, I think, I'm not sure. Yep, there's some gold gouache paint along the frame there. white gel pen, and the background again is actual coffee, a bit stronger this time. I used like watercolour, splashed it on there, and oh yeah, and this is blue on the cup is washi tape. I tried to match the colour with the background to tie it all in. There's a bit of glitter glue on that background. Yep, there it goes. Glittery background. So yeah, that one's quite a personal one. And a few more. And that is Fantasy Cat Special by Jeff Haney. And last but by no means least, because I do love Jasmine Beckett-Griffith, this is Wingling Special, which is a pretty recent one. But I have done 2 in there. I won't show you straight away. There we go. Jasmine's usual girls with their big eyes. Lovely, I adore Jasmine Beckett-Griffith. I have done a couple in this one. The first one I have done is this one, a Day of the Dead theme. I did change it ever so slightly. Yeah, this one had a graveyard going on in the background there, and I thought that would distract a bit too much from my main image, so I I used a marker in the background there. In fact, she has a lot of marker base going on. I've left this page in here because I'm not sure whether this marker here will do the yellowing thing that my touch markers do, so I've left a spare page in there. Yeah, marker base, Arteza Castle Art. There's some gold gel pen on her skirt, white gel pen for the dots on the butterflies, like monarch dots. She's got some stick-on crystals and no glitter, surprisingly. There we are, that's that one. And the other one I did, where are we? There we go, is this girl here. And I based her colour scheme on a video from the Colouring Heaven YouTube channel, where there were 2 versions of a picture using these same colours, and I thought, oh, I'll try and do my own version. And originally the challenge was to do it in 2 hours, but no, I failed in that. This took way more than 2 hours, but I stuck to the same colours. And yeah, I used for this dark skin, I added these kind of tribal markings in there. Her wings are a gel pen, but most of her is marker. You can see marker base in the background there. And originally I started doing a kind of bokeh background here with the green to make it look more kind of jungly, and I was going to carry that around her, but it was just looking way too fussy, so in the end I just blacked it all out with the acrylic marker, and I think that works a lot better. I was concerned at first in case it would mix in too much with the edges of her wings, but no, she stands out probably because of these white dots, and it worked quite well. So there we go, that is the last of my issues that only have finished pages in. I'll go and get my next pile and be right back. Okay, I'm back now. This next pile I've got whips and finished pages in. I'm trying to have some sense of order going on here. I'm not sure how well it's working, but anyway, here we go. This one is Legends of Japan by Maud Lemoyne, and I do have 1 finished page in here plus a couple of whips. This is one I actually took with me on holiday this summer because it was out just before we went on holiday, and here we go. Maud Lemoyne's usual kind of grey scale style. And this is my first page I actually coloured, and this is using a small set of Derwent Colour Soft that I actually bought from the range while I was out up on holiday. Yeah, 12 set of Derwent Colour Soft is what I used for that, and yeah, they seem to work okay on the paper, but I did struggle a bit getting smooth skin, so there was a couple of marks on there, so I decided to go the whole hog and give her tribal kind of marks or scarring on her cheeks there, and disguise it a little bit. I think the background, it might be a Arteza kind of grey. She's got white gel pen around her and a bit of gold gel pen because Yep, also took those on holiday. I knew I'd be colouring, so yeah, took a few supplies. That is the finished picture I have. And this is the first whip. And this one is with the other new set of pencils I bought when I was away, which is the Derwent Chroma Flow pencils. And yeah, I was trying to blend the skin smoothly again. It wasn't working. I need to get used to the pencils, really, I think. So I've given her a kind of a textured skin, like some sort of a plant leafy texture, I think, with the lines. Yeah, see that? Going with that and give her the green freckling to make it look kind of sort of leafy is the plan. But yeah, I've gone with that, and I have a plan to give her a kind of cream colour robes there. But I think the fact I was struggling with the pencils is what put me off doing that one. Okay, and the other whip I have is this one, which I started with, again, when I was on holiday, with, I think, Arteza and some Astra Pastelo pencils for her hair there. And I would have carried on with that one, but my mum said, why don't you use your new colour pencil? So I moved on to the first to try my new colour pencils, and I sort of got sidelined, I'm sorry, but I really need to go back and work on her. That is Legends of Japan by Maud Lemoyne. Okay, the next issue is Bohemian Beauty Special by Durian Addict, also known as T. Fallon. And I do like this one. I missed this one when it was actually out. I ended up buying it from the shop online because I did like it. And kind of trippy, sort of trippy chicks, I think one of her colouring books is actually called. But yeah, with lots of hair, which I love to colour. There are a few pages that are fillers, like that one, which I probably won't colour in. But the rest of these girls with the lovely hair, I do love. And I've coloured quite a few in this one. This is the first one, and this girl was giving me some 80s vibes, so I went with it. I went totally neon. I can't remember if she actually had that circle behind her, but I definitely drew this city skyline and the stripes there, put those in, used really neon markers to back it up. Oh, excuse me. Did her skin in the neon colours, and the snake is paper collage, because there's only one colour for snakes in the 80s, come on now. And this is white glitter paper, there we go, that I got from a little card shop in town that also does craft supplies, or used to, I haven't been in for a while. And that kind of collage is where I traced the shape, cut out the paper and then put it back on, stuck it on, and drew the lines back onto it. I did shade it a little bit because, yeah, you can see the grey shading there on the white. There's white gel pen. This third eye is from a magazine that had a little picture of a starry sky that I cut out and used as a eye there. But I love that one. I do love the 80s. I love that hair as well, that kind of ombre thing she's got going on there. Pretty cool. The rest of my finished pictures are towards the front. And this is my whip, and the reason it's a whip is because I know doing all that hair is going to take forever. I have the concept in my head of making them yin yang, with this lady having the dark skin and white hair, and this lady being pale skinned with black hair. And I think it will look really cool once it's done, but colouring all that hair just, I can't face it most days, so she stayed like that for quite a while. But marked as the whip, so I know she's there and I will come back. Alright, next one is another I really like. This was for a challenge for a Facebook group, where the challenge was draw a colour picture with a butterfly, and I went for this one. I changed all my butterflies to be kind of monarch colour pattern because that's how I usually do my butterflies. I just love to do it, so I thought, yeah, why not turn them into monarchs. The rest of it is watercolour, My watercolours that I use are WH Smith's 24 sets of watercolours in the tubes. That's what I usually use for my watercolour painting. The butterflies, I think, was straight pencil, no backing on those. But the rest of it had watercolour background. And then I went on top with pencil and white gel pen. Yeah, these freckles are a watercolour paint, kind of watered down and then just splashed on to give a freckly skin, because I wanted it to have red hair and freckly skin. Yeah, and my go-to for colouring people is red hair and green eyes, so I have to tear myself away from that to do different colours sometimes. And the last one I've done is this, again for the Seek and Find Treasure Hunt, the colouring. This one was for fruit. She has the fruit. And again, this was watercolour. I gave her a kind of fruit looking skin. My inspiration was actually a grape that was part ripe. So that's what she is. She's based on a grape that's partly ripe, and with some kind of a spotting effect to make it look more kind of fruity. Her hair does have glitter. That is the Dovecraft glitter glue, I think. I'm not sure what that colour is called. It's not the amethyst, it's one of my purples, but yeah. This background is watercolour and acrylic with white stars. That's just white gouache spatted on. I might have done a few little white gel pen dots as well. But yeah, that's my last colouring in Bohemian Beauty Special by Durian Addict. Next one is the Flower Girl Special. Floral Beauties by Mayumi Ogihara and Anastasia Koldareva. Yeah, again, Anastasia Koldareva. So lovely that I just don't want to touch them and ruin them. Maybe I should scan them in and print them out. I don't know, some of them beautiful. Yeah, I really love them, but I haven't started any of those. Knowing my wariness, no, I haven't started any of those. And these ones are by Mayumi Ogihara. I have coloured one in here, which is this one, and this one was done for Ukraine, for the sunflowers, symbol of Ukraine. I coloured her right at the beginning of the year. Just my usual pencils, Arteza, Cassarts. I did a bokeh effect in the background there, bokeh, however you say it. Some little crystals as well. And yeah, actually turned out quite well. I'm not much of a big one for colouring flowers, but a few little ones on the page like that, and yeah, that's fine. A few more by Mayumi. There we go, and my whip in here is this one. And I'm colouring this one with graphite drawing pencils. Yeah, to keep her fairly grayscale looking, and my plan is for the butterfly to be my usual monarch butterfly, but that I love to do them. And her dress, I think, will be orange. And my partner suggested giving her really bright blue eyes as well to contrast with the orange, and I think that was a super idea. So that's probably what I'll be working on when I get back to her. She is marked, so I know where she is, and I will get back to that. Next one, Animal Wonderland Special by Kinoko Igusa. I've done quite a few in this one. This is quite an old one for now. Yeah. I think most of us know Kinoko Igusa by now. Sorry, knocked the camera. Yeah, I do have a finished page there. This one is with Crayola pencils. Oops. Let's put that there so you can see. Again, trying to make the page look like it's been watercoloured, but it's not, it's pencils. You can see with the apple down there. Yeah, kind of effect I'm going for. And I did that because there was a printing error with the page. I don't know if you can see it. There's a blob of ink running down there, like a greyish blob of ink running down the side of the page. So I worked with that and made it look watercolory, and I love doing this. I love adding in the little bits where the watercolor has gone wrong, but it's not, it's me messing about. Little blobs and splashes like that where colours run, and mistakes like that, which isn't actually a mistake. I coloured it like that, but it's to make it look more kind of watercolory. Yeah, that's what Crayola pencils, white gel pen. I think that's all I used on that one. So that one took quite a while. But yeah, these images are gorgeous and do take quite a while. This one, oh, this one took a hot minute. This one was also for a challenge for Friends of Colouring Heaven Facebook group, and the challenge was to use one blue pen or pencil. And me being me, picked up a blue biro and started colouring probably the most complicated picture in this magazine. But I totally love how it came out. This was actually my favourite picture in the magazine. The most complicated, yes, but yeah, all that is on that page is blue biro, big blue biro. Yeah, it was actually quite fun. Very complicated, took a long time, but was quite fun working out all these different techniques to show the differences between them. Like the mushrooms and the crystals look different, making sure the tunnel looks as if it led off into the distance. And yeah, it's definitely very good practice. I do have another finished one. Oh, I have another two finished ones, but yeah, this one is another fairly early one that was supposed to be part of a pastel colour challenge for a colouring group. I can't remember which one, but yeah, this one is what I came up with using pastel colours. And I think I did some using my Xenicolor pencils. And yep, that's the Dovecraft glue. Glitter glue in the background, and a gold, is that glitter gel pen, yeah. With that one. I have, there we go, my other finished one. Oops. Right, this is my other finished one, and yes, I have said that I'm not big on doing flowers, but that was the whole point of this page. It was two challenges from two different groups that I combined, and one challenge was to colour a page that you would never usually colour, flowers. I would never usually colour a full page of flowers. And the second challenge was to use your least used colours. So I looked through my pencils and I picked up the longest pencils, which I presume to be the ones that I didn't use very much. And yeah, that's why it has a limited colour palette. And the background, I picked pastels that kind of matched the colours I was using, and erased the circles to make a kind of bokeh background. I should do that more often. I quite like that actually. Yeah, white gel pen, my least used pencils, and my least kind of coloured in page. So yeah, that was a fun one. This is a whip that I started at Easter time using pastel colours. I think this might have been a challenge. Could have been for Friends of Colouring Heaven. Could have been for another Facebook group. But yeah, just using the Astra Pastelo pencils to try and do the Easter picture. Didn't get very far because usually I don't really pick pastel colours, so I kind of got bored of it. But I really will have to go back and finish it off because yeah, kind of Cookies really does deserve my finishing off pictures. I'm not even sure why I call this a whip, because I could easily just erase that and start again, but this was another one I was doing for the blue pen or pencil challenge, and this one is actually using a blue pencil. And I started, and I think I was just so over blue at the time that is all I did. And yeah, I could probably erase that and make it not a whip anymore. I don't know, we'll see how we go with that. But that is Animal Wonderland Special by Kinoko Agisa. Okay, next is Dark Fantasy Special. And we get in focus, yep. Another one by the wonderful Enis Guerrero. I do love Enis Guerrero. I have a couple coloured in here and another whip. This along the same lines as her other issue that we've already seen, the kind of dark, kind of Gothic-y girls. I have started that one. Not even sure why I'm calling that one a rib either, but maybe I'll come back to that at some point. I could colour over it or rub it out or something. This is one of the ones that I did. As you can see, the background is scrapbooking paper that I've stuck behind there. I cut out all these little bits and just stuck the paper around, because cutting out all these and sticking them on would be, yeah, a nightmare. So yeah, I cut out the shapes and stuck it behind. This one has a marker back. You can't quite see, but you can see there a marker background. And originally I was going to make her really dark and gothic, like dark purple, dark pink, you know, with the crow, raven, dark colours, but in the end it sort of went a pastel way. I have no idea why. This is how she turned out. I really like her, actually. I think she really works well. Marker background. I think these look like they could be Arteza pencils. Gold gel pen. Stick on crystals. And she was for another one for the Colour and Fine challenge, where the object was a key. We had to colour a picture with a key, and there we go. She has a key there. That's my first finished one. I do have a whip here. Oh, first we have another finished one. This is a very early finished one. Yeah, 2019. This is with my Zennicolor pencils that my partner bought for me. And yeah, I was starting to get a little bit better. There's some light effects going on there. Yeah, no marker background because I didn't have any markers back then. It's just pencil. But yeah, that was for Christmas time, 2019. And my whip. Yeah, those mushrooms are gonna take forever, and I do love colouring mushrooms. I do have a colour combo for mushrooms. I don't know if I'll ever get around to it. It might be one of those where I do one mushroom, put it away, come back, do another mushroom. I do like the Alice in Wonderland theme, but yeah, those mushrooms are going to take forever. So I think that's why she got put away. I did a few. But yeah, I think I should do one a day, put it back, put it away, come back, do another one. Maybe. But yeah, I really want to do this one. For my werewolf character, that really suits my werewolf character. Yeah. There we go. And by Ennis Guerrero, Dark Fantasy Special. Okay, some more Josh Lee. It's actually, yeah, a story book. You, if you hadn't done a complete marker background on there, you could read the story on the back. And each page goes along and tells the story of this this lady who gets shipwrecked on an island. Yep, and each page carries along. She does meet a wolf along the way. This wolf here, which is obviously white. Wolves are white. For my werewolf character, I always colour wolves white where I can. So wolves are white. And my son, I have a teenage son, he said to me, well, she likes wolves and she's an artist, so it must be you. Okay, so I coloured, my hair is actually purple at the moment. I have dyed it. So she is me, and I've drawn glasses, so she fits on as me. And this one is, yep, marker base, pencil, mostly Arteza, I think. And another thing my son has challenged me to do is to fit in a bumblebee. Put a bumblebee on every page. I can't even find. Oh, there it is. There's my little bee. You see him? Yeah, challenged me to put a bumblebee on every page and colour her like me. And the wolf has to be white. This one again is marker base. Yep. The background wallpaper is cut out and stuck on. This is washi tape. I cut out the spaces and just stuck the paper behind. There's a marker base, pencil shading with white gel pens make rain because it always rains down in Cornwall where we live. There's my little bee. I actually changed this drawing, I can't remember what it was originally, but on the easel, so I turned it into something that I would normally draw. So it's a kind of ranger, Dungeons and Dragons ranger with a dragon. Yeah, I changed this a little bit as well. I think I made that into a unicorn. Yeah, I have to change it to make you like me, apparently. Purple hair, glasses. I started on the third one. I'm trying to go through it in order because it is a storybook. That is the third one, and I've market based the girl and her boat. But that's as far as I've gone, I think, because this water is putting me off, if I'm perfectly honest. Maybe I could go in with watercolour, make that a little bit easier. I've tried there to start with pencil, but I think that's what put me off. I have already put in the bee, so yeah, we are getting there. And for this one, because I covered up the writing on the back, I copied it down and just stuck it down to look like it's a scrapbook, like she was making when she was shipwrecked or something. But yeah, some of these pictures are really cool. I need to work on that a bit more because my son wants me to. Anyway, here we go. Women of the world. Oh, does this one have two? Two finished? Yes, it does indeed. This one does not have any whips. It's in the wrong pile. I apologise. But here we go. This one is called Women of the World. International designs by Andy Davis, and I think you say that Kissy art. I've heard it pronounced as Kissy art. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But yeah, these Kissy art ones are towards the back. And this is the one I coloured for Day of the Dead. It was part of another challenge, which was for Pride Month, I think July or June. Is it June? It's Pride Month, and the challenge was rainbow. So I used the rainbow for her flowers and for a few little crystals that I've stuck on there, and the rest of it is a graphite drawing pencils just to make the colours come out a little bit more. This gold gel pen for around, well, for the designs on her face, around her veil. These bits of her crown, and no marker base, just pencil. I think those are Arteza. Looking at them, those will be Arteza. But yeah, this one turned out really well, and the artist herself actually commented on it when I put it onto Instagram, if I remember properly. So yeah, I was really proud of that one. Some more sea art, and this one is the other one that I finished. England, which I started during the time of the Jubilee, down at the beginning of the year sometime. So I went for the full red, white and blue kind of colour scheme going on there. She's got some stick-on crystals. This background I drew in the circle, my drawing around a plate technique. I drew in the Union Jack. I actually printed it off so I didn't have to measure everything because it's odd measurements on a Union Jack, and just traced it straight onto the page, and I painted it with tea. I put a tea bag in a little ramekin, added a little bit of water and let it steep for a while, and that's what we came up with. She has silver gel pen. We have some stick-on crystal pearls there. Stick-on crystals on her cup. And that she has some my deco art stick-on glue there on her flowers. I think that's about it. Oh, on her sleeves as well. Try and make the sleeves a bit look a bit transparent, some sort of lace or something. So yeah, that's my England lady. Let me show you. Oh yeah, show you a few by Andy Davis. These are the ones in the front. Yeah, I haven't done any of these because most of them, like, you'd have to blend the lady into the background. See what I mean? There's no dividing line, so I'm not exactly sure how I would go about that, to be honest. So that's why I haven't done any of these ones. Though I would love to try because they are gorgeous. Yeah, Women of the World, Andy Davis and Kissy Art. Next we have Fairy Special. This is Ian Proserpina again. I have a few coloured in here. There you go, a few examples. And this is one I coloured. This is again for the blue pencil challenge. I was so big into blue for a while and then totally over it. But yeah, I don't know how I had the patience right now. This is one one pencil. I think it was Arteza Ultramarine Blue. Just one pencil for that whole thing, yeah. And no, not even any gel pen. So yeah, that's one of the ones I've coloured. There is another single colour. Here she is. Yeah, this is for a different Facebook group. And we were allowed one coloured pencil, an eraser, and a blender. Derwent blender I used, and I can't remember what green, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, that's the one I chose for that. I think the blue one worked better. I should have maybe chosen a darker green so I could get more variety in the colours, but yeah, that's the other one I coloured in here. And the whip is not much of a whip, to be honest with you. It was for another pastel challenge, yeah, and that's all I got round to doing. That one was that, and it's a lovely picture. So I don't even have to carry on with the pastel theme. I could easily do that, but like I said, pastels are generally not my thing, and I have colours that I like, and pastels don't usually come among them. These next few are the pictures from my October completed pages video. You may have seen these before. Start with Wildwood Witches, 40 Magical Designs by Steve Hutton. And here we go, to give you an idea of the kind of pages we're looking at. Okay, lovely line art. And this is the one, my finished page in this issue. I did, again, edit the image from the original because this background was all forests and trees, which are one of my least favourite things to colour. So to get around that, I drew in this circle just to highlight the area of the picture that I did love, and blacked out the rest with black marker, I think. Yeah, black marker. I drew this design onto tracing paper and transferred it onto the design. Went through with a silver gel pen, a few crystals added there, and on her crown. See those sparkling there. The rest of it is my usual Castle Arts Arteza pencils, white gel pen, glitter glue. There's some washi tape on her sleeves there to kind of give the effect of transparent fabric, I thought maybe. Yep, collage with wrapping paper, using the method of cutting out of the wrapping paper and then sticking on top of the page. Yeah, there we go. Very sparkly, witchy. And I do have a whip further towards the front, which is, there we go, this one, which I started with Crayola pencils, and I think this one got abandoned for a while because the colours weren't coming out as vibrant as I really wanted them to. So I do like the effect, I like the colours, so I might go back in with my usual pencils and work on top of that a little bit more to brighten it up, but I do like how she's coming along, that one there. Okay, that is Wildwood Witches Special, Magical Designs by Steve Hutton. Next we have Colouring Heaven Bad Girls Halloween Special. Various artists in this one: Yuriko Shiru, Miyumi Hogihara, Christopher Lovell, and more. Here we go. These are Christopher Lovell, so detailed that I haven't brought up my courage to try them, but yeah, very, very lovely. These are Yuriko Shiru, more gothic, darker, and the one I completed by Lisa Mitrokin. This is Raven, and for this one I created this parchmenty style, rough, grungy looking parchment style background with chalk pastels by scribbling on the pastel and then rubbing it in with a tissue to create this kind of smooth effect in the background. Worked on top with my usual pencils. Yeah, I tried to keep it pretty monochrome looking, shades of like sepia and brown, apart from this flower in the middle, which I wanted to try and make as if it was glowing with the white outline, a few little sparkles, and the light reflecting onto the raven there. That was kind of an experimental colouring, but yeah, I quite like how it turned out, even though I'm not entirely sure it's glowing as much as I wanted it to, but yeah, it was fun. A few more images. Those are Mitzi Sato Wolf, Mimi Ogihara, Anna Marine. A new artist to me, that one, but yeah, I do like her little witches in this issue. I do technically have a whip, which was just a practice for my first video where I showed you how I coloured this flower crown here. I have practiced how to use my colours, make sure it all worked before I went ahead and videoed, but yeah, I may finish that one, I don't know, because I do have it actually printed out onto a separate piece of paper, which is the one I actually filmed. There we go, a few more. And that's Bad Girls Halloween Special, various artists. This next one is Unicorn Special. Magical designs by Heather R. Hitchman, Selena Fennick, and White Stag. And there you can see my first whip is actually the front cover, which is another of my one pen biro kind of efforts. Wouldn't take much to finish that one. I think I was just getting a bit over black biro at the time. I tend to go off on one tangent for a while until I'm really bored of it and then switch. And this is where I switched apparently, because I did actually finish the back cover just with a black biro, and that did take quite some time. It took me a while to figure out how to show different textures, try and make the animals stand out there. But yeah, it did work quite well, and that's why I wanted to carry on to the front cover, just keep with the black and white theme, and hopefully that will be a bit unified in the end when it's all done. But yeah, I'll probably keep that one by the sofa just to doodle away while I'm watching TV on that one. Pretty easy. There we go. Quick flip some of the sneak peek of my finished page. Yep, these are the ones by White Stag. And my finished page is this one, obviously with a marker background. And once again, I changed the original image to make it more personal and fun for me, and I changed this unicorn. Hopefully you can recognise Geralt of Rivia there from the Witcher TV series and computer game. And this was around Christmas time 2021, and I'd just finished a run through of the computer game, so I was a bit hyped up on Witcherness. And I changed this unicorn into Geralt by giving him swords on his back, adding in the outfit, medallion, scar on his face. Yeah, he was really fun. And like I said, marker background as per usual. And I think this one was just Arteza pencils with a little bit of silver and gold gel pen. Yeah, he was super fun. A quick one for Christmas, that one. And here we go, a few more White Stag. These are moving on to Selena Fennick now. Coming up to my other completed page, which is my zombie unicorn. Yep, changed from the original for a bit more of a spooky Halloween vibe going on there. I changed the unicorn, who was originally just a normal unicorn in his forest. I changed him into a zombie by adding in the bones, the spine and the ribs there. Changed his face into a skull with black fine liner, unipin fine liner, I think. His knee is kind of zombified there as well. Did him standing in this muddy puddle. Made him look a little bit dirty, scruffy, and give him some splatters on his horn there, which are actually also glitter glue. If I can make that work. Now this light is not wanting to glitter, but oh, a little bit. That is actually glitter glue on his horn there. My usual pencils, marker base, and white gel pen covering a few lines, making the effect of the grass there, and highlights. Yeah, that one was super fun. That was the plan I originally had for that image when I first saw it, and I forgot about it for a while, and then Halloween I thought, yep, I'm going to go for that, and yeah, I really enjoyed doing that one. Just a few more. These are the pictures by Heather Hitchman. And there we go, Unicorn Special Variety of Artists. So I almost forgot this one, so if the lighting was a little bit different, I'm filming slightly later in the day because I've just found this one that I forgot about. It does, however, have a few whips and finished pages in, so I will just add it on at the end. And this is the Alice special, with designs from Jasmine Beckett-Griffiths, Good Wives and Warriors, Fabiana Attanasio and Charles Santore. And this was the very first issue I got when I started my subscription about 2 years ago now, I think. Yeah, so I'll just start from the beginning because I know I have quite a few that I've done in here. I was experimenting with different mediums and stuff. Okay, here's the first one. There we go, there's Alice. And I've written down, this is Stedler Norris pencils. And I think, yep, glitter markers on her dress there. This doesn't look too good on the camera, but yeah, there's glitter markers on her dress and on her hair bow there. The rest is Stedler Norris. And yeah, not the usual colours for Alice, but I like to experiment. And here we go, here's the second one that is actually finished. And I think I've written down what I've run here. This is pencils that were actually bought from Wilko's. Some fine liners that I got from the works. There is a little bit in the background of super tips used as watercolours. And Alice's dress is washi tape. That was my first experiment with using washi tape in the colouring book. Her shoes are glitter marker. And the rest is Wilko's pencils. So yeah, it's probably my first attempt at grayscale actually. At least proper grayscale. This next one is a whip. Again, one of the first times that I tried using alcohol markers. So there, that's alcohol markers, my very first set with the 24 colours. That the first set I got, and that wouldn't really take much to be finishing those. So yes, there's that one. This one is pretty much all using super tips as watercolour. Like I said, by scribbling on the plate and lifting up the colour with a damp brush to get these watercolour effects. I have used a gold gel pen, I can see there. And these dots on Alice's dress are the glitter markers that I was experimenting with a bit. Okay. Very mixed bag in this one, I think. Yeah, this one, I can barely see the colour on that one, but she is coloured and she is done using eyeshadow. Yeah, I tried doing that whole picture with eyeshadow with the silver gel pen for her tears there and the water on the floor. I'm not sure I quite understood how to use eyeshadow in the colouring book, but I gave it a go and it was very quick, if nothing else. Okay, moving up towards the front, which is where Jasmine Beckett-Griffiths pictures start. And yeah, this is one of the ones I actually finished. This is done with Crayola pencils. One of the first times that I was using Crayola pencils in here, the other one being the Proserpina Fairy. And yeah, that's all Crayola, no marker base, nope, no marker base, and I edged off the page with some washi tape. And I thought it would be like a sea kind of colour, so yeah, I put that on just to edge the page. This is another one I finished. Another one of my favourite pictures that I've coloured. Yeah, this is, she has a marker. Yeah, Alice herself has marker bases. I think that was a touch cool markers when I'd graduated onto my next set. I wanted her to stand out as being in kind of Technicolor in the background. I tried to make this look like it was an old sepia photograph that's been folded and creased. And I did that with chalk pastels and with charcoal pencils and with a sepia sketching set that I got from W.H. Smith's. It had kind of sepia coloured charcoal stuff in it, and yeah, the dark brown, there's a dark brown kind of charcoal as well that I used to get that effect in the background, and I really like how that turned out. Yeah, the colour isn't coming through quite as it is. It's way more reddish. It looks kind of golden brown on the camera, I can see, but yeah, it's way more kind of reddish and sepia colour, which works quite well in real life. So yep, no, I was quite happy with that one when she turned out. And the other one that I finished is this one, which is a fairly early one. She was done, I think, for a colour palette challenge that I probably cheated a little bit on. I usually use a white gel pen as well. But she was done with W.H. Smith pencils because I didn't have my Artisas or Castle Arts back then. So yeah, that's the Alice special. Alice special, various artists on that one. Anyway, the last one with finished pictures and whips. Here we go. Fairy Tale Special by Hannah Lynn. And this one I had to actually buy from eBay because, yeah, that was out long before I started my actual colouring journey. And yeah, there is a story about that actually. But first, a few examples. We all know Hannah Lynn, I'm sure. That kind of style. And the story is that when I first got this magazine, the princess was already coloured in because she was secondhand, and her skin was bright banana yellow. So I worked with her. There we go, that's more like it. I worked with her and made her as more human coloured as I could. She isn't coloured like a Simpson. That is just the camera. Yeah, that's more like it. She is not coloured like a Simpson, but yeah, that is marker base. And some glitter glue, white gel pen. This is back when I first only had my Touch Cool markers, so hoping they don't bleed out. I did move my blotter page a bit there and got some green on the background, but I can easily block that out, so yeah, that's not too much of a problem. And this one is my second whip. Well, it was a whip. I finished it fairly recently, I think, this one. I can't see the date, but I'm sure it wasn't more than a month ago. And I got from eBay again. I got a sample pack of like 12. They were fairly random polychromos pencils, and that's all I used on this one. Polychromos pencils. That's why it's a fairly limited color scheme. Those were the colors I got, and at first I really struggled with them because I'm not used to laying down so many fine layers and working on top. So I struggle with them. I'm starting to get more to grips with them now, I think. Starting to understand them a bit better, but yeah, maybe I'm just not built for expensive pencils. Anyway, that's how she turned out. It's all pencil. Yep, in the background there's some glitter glue on the bubbles. Stick on crystal pearls for her jewelry. She being a mermaid, I thought she would use pearls. She'd have a lot of them lying around. And yeah, see the glitter in the background for the sea and the water. Yeah, you can. There we go. And there's gold gel pen to go around these jellyfish. And that's done. That is all my issues with whips and coloured pictures. So next time we're moving on to just whips and my issues that I haven't touched at all. And there's not very many, I have to say. So for now, bye bye. See you soon.